Anyone who's been following my channel recently knows that I have a lot of issues with Twitch. So when I heard of Trovo, I was pretty excited to see a competitor to Twitch, but I was immediately disappointed. So let me just talk for a little bit about what Trovo is and why it's probably not going to take over Twitch. When you first go over to Trovo, it doesn't actually seem too bad. It kind of seems like a generic Twitch clone, but you'll notice that none of these streams are in English, which is kind of interesting. Now, I'm in America, so when I go to Twitch, it automatically defaults to showing me exclusively English content. But Trovo actually only has 12% viewers and 16% channels that are in English. It seems to be almost exclusively dominated by Russia. So if you want to stream on Trovo, you're going to have a minuscule market. You're going to have a minuscule amount of viewers compared to what you could get on Twitch, just based on the percentage of English viewers and content creators alone. Not to mention, Trovo has like 1% of the viewership of Twitch. It's very, very tiny. Now, I know what you're saying. With such tiny amounts of competition, it should be relatively easy to grow on Trovo, right? Well, sure, you make money from Elixir, which is their form of bits, and you also earn money from subs. With such a small viewer base, you're not going to earn that much money. And even though they do have ways to boost your stream, these are things that you have to pay for. Like, for example, one of the things that you can do is you can offer $10 worth of Elixir. And if you're offering a giveaway where, you know, anyone who watches a stream for an hour has a chance to win this $10 worth of in-stream currency, you're going to get a big rush of viewers, but they're only there to get that $10. And apparently they have a huge problem with bots, where the only way to get viewers is to offer these, you know, gifts that you pay for, and then you get this huge swell of viewership that are just bots that are trying to get that payout of the $10 that you offered. And seeing as the majority of users are not from, you know, America, UK, Europe, the majority of users come from countries that have a very low income. So when they get that $10 that you gave away to boost your viewership, they just cash it out. At that point, you're not even really gaining viewers. You're just paying people to boost your numbers. And it's like, well, why would anyone do that? Why would anyone ever, you know, want those bot followers? Well, it turns out that there's this thing called Trovo 500, which if you're one of the top 500 most watched creators, Trovo will actually give you money. If you're within the top 500 and you get to, say, the silver tier, they'll give you $800 at the end of the month, which sounds cool, but that's only if you're in, you know, that top 500 slot. You see what I mean? And since it's the top 500, you could be in this partner program of sorts 1 month, but in the month after, you fall out because you don't have viewership. So if you want to get this payout of 800,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, whatever, if you want to get these payouts, the only way to compete is to be giving away these $10 like loot boxes to your streamers so that you can get bots following you so they can cash out that $10 just to get a slice of this pie, a slice of this 800,000, 2,000, whatever. You're trying to compete genuinely against people who are just botting the shit out of their streams by offering these loot boxes. So the only way for you to compete and get in that 500 is for you to also cheat by offering loot boxes to people who don't care about your channel and just want the loot boxes. This whole thing feels like a poorly organized scam. It just seems to be a bunch of people competing with a bunch of other people trying to extract as much income as possible from Trovo without any genuine desire to see Trovo grow as a company. And after watching a bunch of videos on how Trovo operates, well, Trovo is owned by Tencent, which is a Chinese company. Trovo isn't interested in actual growth and making a fun, inviting, engaging platform. They're interested in getting their numbers up so they can show Tencent that they're growing and then continue to get funded by Tencent. So this whole thing doesn't feel like an authentic platform. This is Trovo trying to squeeze money out of Tencent with fake numbers that are boosted by bots trying to extract these $10 loot boxes that streamers are giving to try and extract Trovo from those, tiered rewards. This entire thing honestly just feels like a multi-layered scam. I don't recommend anyone actually stream on this platform. Now, currently, Trovo is being funded by Tencent, and everybody that I watched from all these videos believes that Tencent is going to continue to fund Trovo for the next few years. They're pumping a lot of money into it, so Trovo can kind of coast on that Tencent money for quite a while. But honestly, once Tencent realizes that they are just funneling money into a platform that has 1% the viewer base of Twitch, and how everyone on there is just trying to farm money, they're going to pull the plug on this. I guarantee it. I don't know if it's going to have the plug pulled in 5 years, maybe 10 years, but I suspect Trovo is going to die. And honestly, this is just so frustrating because I hate Twitch. I want there to be a competitor, but every time I find a competitor to Twitch, it's even somehow worse than Twitch. It's very disheartening. So even if you can't stand the way things are on Twitch and YouTube streaming right now, unfortunately, this is the best you got because everything else sucks ass. That's all I got for you today, guys. Bye, guys.